Transgender. What is so hard and what is so different and what is so weird about being a transgender? It's a very normal thing. You can be a man or a woman or a transgender. But why do the people in this society, look at transgenders as if they are not fit to be a part of the society? This is a story of a transgender. I named the story as Shikandi because Shikandi was a transgender in the epic Mahabharata who won the most powerful warrior in the war, Bhishma. A young, soft and gentle person at the age of 25. That was Sridhar. He was soft-spoken, quiet and minds his own business. He had long hair, a beautiful tanned complexion, large eyes and was tall and slim. He loved cooking, gardening and he loved singing. He was teaching music to some children as well. Yet somewhere in his heart he adored equestrian a lot. Equestrian is the art of horse riding. His father had his own equestrian school, but never allows him to ride any of the horses, not even close. He said it is not meant for people like him. He said people will laugh if you ride horses. Look at yourself, you're so different. You don't look like a proper man. And how can you ride horses? And I don't want my students to laugh at myself just because I allow you to ride the horses. You can help me to take care of them, but no, you can't ride them. Sridhar couldn't understand why. Why is it so wrong if he has the desire to ride the horses? Maybe he can have a school like his father in the future? Why nobody thinks about his future? Is he not fit to have a future on his own? Soon there is this one boy who started coming to the school. A young handsome chap by the name Prem. Well built, good looking. He looked like a warrior himself. Slowly Sridhar made friends with him and Prem agreed to teach him horse riding whenever this teacher was missing. So very soon Sridhar started having feelings for Prem. He mistook the love and affection shown to him as something more than friendship. One day he declared it to Prem and he got really angry and enraged. He immediately told about Sridhar to his father. And he loudly shouted, "How can he think that I want to marry him? I want to marry a proper woman. I mean, look at me. Is there a need for me to marry somebody like him? Just because I am being kind to him, that doesn't mean that I have something special for him in my heart. Sir, I think it's high time for you to talk to your son." And Prem just left. Sridhar's father got really enraged. This embarrassment was intolerable. Having Sridhar as a son or a daughter himself was an embarrassment for him. So he decided to send Sridhar away to his sister's house in a faraway town. Sridhar didn't want to go there. He wants to be here. He wants to be someone here, not somewhere else. But the father didn't listen. He was somehow sent away. He was beaten, scolded, and sent away to a faraway town, to his aunt's house. The aunt didn't treat him well as well. The aunt told him not to go out because he can't answer people asking who is he and why is he like that. I'm sure people have seen many people like him, but still, they have to show their unkindness, right? Soon, Sridhar started living there because he had no choice. He had nobody to help. Nobody was willing to even listen to him. And then he started teaching music to the children there, and people started liking his singing as well. But in his mind, he always wanted to be a horse rider, an equestrian kind of person. So, he started finding out about horse riding schools. Soon he found out one which was a little bit expensive, but Sridhar worked really hard to pay the fees there. And he trained really hard. He was teased by many people there, the teachers, the trainers, the co-trainers, but he didn't bother. He was aimed at what he wanted to be. Nobody said something positive to him, but he still didn't bother. He believed in his self. After a few years, Sridhar became quite an established person in horse riding, a famous horse rider to say, because there were very few horse riders at that time, and he was one of them. But he continued teaching music. But in his music academy, the founder once called him and said he can't teach there anymore because the parents are asking about him, questioning about him, and they can't really answer. They were worried that Sridhar could be a bad influence, especially to the boys there. They don't want their boys to become like Sridhar. So Sridhar lost his income. But thank God, thanks to his talents and hard work, he joined as a trainer in the school he was teaching. He worked really hard there. He worked day and night. He took very little rest for himself. And after a few years of hard work, he opened his own equestrian school, not very far away from the town. At first, people were hesitant to send children to him, but later even adults and ladies started joining. He felt really great about himself. One fine day, Sridhar looked at himself in the mirror. Why must he pretend to be someone that he doesn't want to be? He looked at himself. He had nice long hair, beautiful face, but he didn't like the identity of Sridhar. He made a very, very big decision in his life. He went for some cosmetic surgeries. He did some things to change himself totally. He was done with this life of pretentious moments every day. He changed himself to Shrija. He did not wear any man dress anymore. He started wearing beautiful women dresses. He looked so beautiful actually. He had a top knot, exactly like a warrior woman. And when he rides on the horse, he looks really nice. She looks really nice. She started being a little outspoken, brave, firm. Nobody could bully him anymore or just pass comments about him anymore. Nobody, no more. Because he had physical strength as well. Transgenders are not weak, not at all. They are in fact very strong, physically and mentally. At the end of the year, his school was so well recognized everywhere in the country. One day, to his surprise, the father walked into his school and said that very few students are left in his own school, and congratulated Shrija, for being such a successful person despite all the hard things that she had to go through. She felt bad for the father, but she said, if you want, I can come there and be a part-time trainer. You don't have to pay me. I will do it for free. Or you can come here and be a trainer here as well. The father was touched. For all those things that he has said to her, all those sarcasm that he has shown, he was still being nice. And he was so embarrassed of himself for rebuking him with so many unkind words and actions. Sridhar continued to be successful. He opened more and more equestrian schools. He visited his father quite often, but he stayed on his own. As Shrija, he will always be Shrija, and no matter what people say, he will never change his identity, because it is not about being a man or a woman. What matters is actually about being a human.